Jeez.
Great reaction, great, like, quick reflexes there. Props to Jalen Hurts for that. Oh, yeah, he does take a selfie.
Welcome back, live post-game show brought to you by the amazing people at Ocean Casino Resort. We will have that video of you. Do we have it ready to go right now, Xander? Because I know that people want to see this. Anytime there's an idea, here we go. From Mike Garofalo. There it is right there. Go ahead and roll that for us, Xander, so people can see this.
I love that the caption says, wait for it. All right, there he goes.
Jeez.
Great reaction, great, like, quick reflexes there. Props to Jalen Hurts for that. Oh, yeah, he does take a selfie. I love that the caption says, talk about a quarterback that's cool, calm, and collected under pressure. Yeah, I mean.
Can you imagine had that rail and the bodies fallen into his leg or knee? How devastating that could have been. Can you imagine? And he handled it well. I mean, he stood there. He helped people up. He took a picture, took some selfies with some people. But then again, that's the Jalen Hurts we've been watching. No moment is too big or too small for him. He's not above the fans. He fully understands that, the fans can make or break you in a lot of ways. And simple moments like that, that's when fans really embrace an athlete. We always think that athletes deliberately try to separate themselves, for the most part, from a fan base, which is the case a lot of times. But here's a guy, you know what? Cool, calm, collected. Hey, let me help you up. Yeah, I'll take a couple pictures with you. And then you look at what that idiot Antonio Brown did. I'm looking at that video a while ago. Takes his shirt off, walks off the field, and the Buccaneers cut him. Cut him. Which is good. I mean, I think there's something mentally wrong with that guy. I hope he gets help. I hope he gets better. He's a phenomenal football talent, but something is absolutely wrong with him. I've never seen that before. And you saw Mike Evans try to stop him, and Mike Evans just finally said, you know what, forget it. I'm done. You don't need those kind of distractions. You're trying to get the number one seed. You're playing to go as far as you can in the playoffs, and you got to worry about whether this guy's mentally strapped on right, But luckily you have a guy like a Jalen Hurts who understands, what it's all about. He's just one of the guys who's fortunate enough to play this game at the highest level. And he's enjoying the ride right now. That's all he can do. He's enjoying the ride. He doesn't know what the future holds for him. He doesn't know what tomorrow holds for him. And that by tomorrow, I mean after this season, he's just enjoying the moment in any way, shape, and form he can.
Yeah, and I've seen a few people in the comments, especially earlier in the show, saying that the Eagles should get Antonio Brown, and absolutely not. No, you do not need a guy like that on your team. Nope.
No. People were saying that like a year ago when he had his legal trouble for 2 years ago. And I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
You don't
and
need
now literally quits on his team and leaves in the middle of a game. Leaves.
I've never seen it. Never.
He should never. If anyone gives him a job with all the awful things on his resume, they need their head examined. If he ever plays in the end, if anyone ever gives him a chance, he's done as far as I'm concerned. Want nothing to do with him. I hope he signs for the Cowboys so we can blow that team up, hopefully. But anyway,
Mark, how many times have we seen players have committed heinous crimes and they've basically reached out to the public? I know I need help. I'm going to get help. And you're thinking, instead of playing sports, you need to focus on life. And all of a sudden, once they've gotten that so-called help, psychological help or whatever the help may be, all of a sudden another team picks them up. Look at how much Antonio Brown has bounced around. Here's a guy who basically tried to destroy the chemistry in Pittsburgh. He goes out to the Rams. It's on Hard Knocks. He knows cameras are rolling. He gets into confrontations, and you see him go back to his rented place, get on the phone with his grandma and say, Grandma, I got it. I did it.
Right.
And you hear her say,
the Raiders,
you're out. So basically, he tried to sabotage his way out of there. You're thinking, okay, nobody should touch this guy. He needs help. Tampa Bay picks him up. Now we see the incident like this today. Don't touch this guy. Somebody else is going to pick him up because you know what they're going to say? Well, he's getting rehabilitated and he can help our team win. Bottom line, he'll put people in the seats, he'll sell jerseys, and he can help our team win. And that's not what it should be all about, but unfortunately it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but that's even more the reason why he should never play in the NFL again.
I agree with you.
But it's because he went to a team that he literally, I don't know how you do this, but you literally do a self-tank like he did with the Raiders to go to where he wanted to go in Tampa with Tom Brady, who loves him for whatever reason. And he goes to Tom Brady. He fakes his Vax card. And then he pulls this stunt today, literally quitting on his team and all the stuff that happens off the field. It's not right. I'm not saying it's right, but in the sport of football, that's where you can't foul up. And that's what I think he ended. I think in all honesty, I think Antonio Brown ended his career today. And quite frankly, I hope it is over because I never want to see him in the NFL again. I don't want to see anyone quit on their team ever, especially when you have the track record of that clown.
I wish I could agree with you. If it was a marginal player, they would never play in the National Football League again. But because of his exceptional abilities, his breakaway speed, his hands, everything about him, it may not be 2022, but he's still young enough to give him another shot. This guy just went from 15 catches a week ago to now out of the league in a span of 1 week. And you're thinking, how many chances can you be given? The money that you made, the money you potentially could have made, you will never get chances like that again. Now, if somebody signs him, they're going to sign him with a lot of clauses in their contract. A lot of restrictions in their contract. And it'd probably be closer to league minimum than it will be one of those wild type contracts. I wouldn't touch that guy with a 100-foot pole. There's no way he would play for my organization in any way, shape, or form. But again, I can't say it enough. Somebody somewhere down the road will give him another chance.
33 years old now, will be 34 at the start of next season. And I know where you're coming from, Gunner. I just hope you're wrong. That's all.
I hope I'm wrong too, but I've seen it happen too many times.
Of course.
Way too many times.
Real quick, I just want to go back to this other point real quick. I was at what was it? Quest Tech? What was the Chargers' old field? Qualcomm?
It was Jack Murphy Stadium and then Qualcomm.
Thank you. Okay. I was at the last year of that. And if people thought the vet held on for a little too long, Jack Murphy Stadium, Qualcomm, whatever you want to call it, that literally people were like, the vet's a toilet. And Qualcomm literally was a toilet. Basically just people went there to use the bathroom. That's how gross and disgusting that stadium was. Washington's FedEx Field is nowhere as old as Qualcomm, but good God, that is a dump of a stadium. Gunner, you said it. They had a leaking toilet at 2 separate occasions earlier in the season. You already put your play-by-play radio guy Merrill Reese in the corner, so they can't see anything from where they're calling plays in that corner. The stadium itself, I've walked on that field, Gunner, as you have many times. It literally smells. It smells like butt, is what it smells like. Okay. The fact that you almost landed fans on an opposing quarterback as he walked off the field. How are you allowed to run any organization, Dan Snyder? And I know you're not down there taking the bike racks and the rails and putting them in concrete or anything like that. But what the hell are you allowing to happen to your organization in so many different angles, so many different facets? It's amazing to me. Don't get me wrong. As an Eagles fan, I love that he owns the Washington football team. But how many more chances is this guy going to get to show that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing or how to run an organization? Imagine worst case scenario, Jalen Hurts has something awful happen where the rail lands on him, fans land on him, and he can't play next week or the week after that in the playoffs. And this guy's trying to scratch and claw for every ounce that he's going to get in the NFL. Gunner, as you said, he doesn't know what his future holds. How do you let this clown Dan Snyder run an organization any more than he already has? And don't get me wrong, I hope it happens for a longer time because I don't even really care for that team. But still, oh my goodness, what could have happened today?
I covered the Chargers when it was Jack Murphy Stadium. I lived right 2 miles down the road from Jack Murphy Stadium.
Beautiful. And
even back then, it was a dump. Concrete stadium. You couldn't even get a signal out of the tunnels with a cell phone because it was so bad. And Candlestick Park was the same way. The 49ers old park, Candlestick Park, was just as bad. But to tell you how bad this Washington FedEx Field is, and media, visiting media complains about this all the time, unless you're one of the prominent writers, both locally and nationally, to sit in the front row. The press box is in a coffin corner of an end zone. When the teams are going away from you, you have to actually go down like this to try to see under the awning to see the far end of the field to see what's happening. The monitor you're watching in a stadium is like on a 10, 15-second delay. And if you're like me, a lot of people like to log play so you know what you're talking about after a game. You're trying to play catch-up the whole game because the next play is happening while the previous play is still being shown. The food is horrendous. I was on the pregame show with a 97.5 with Devon Gibbons, and we had Tim McManus on from 97 from ESPN.com. And Tim and I, we're good friends, and we've been down at the stadium a lot of time. And Tim, we were talking about the green hot dogs, brownish green hot dogs. I've never seen that anywhere else except FedEx Field. Now they taste, Devin, I will tell you this, they taste okay. I've tried them a couple of times.
You've eaten one. No.
Yes, I've tried them. Hey, when you look, when you've been stuck on a field pregame for 2 or 3 hours before a game, and you haven't eaten all day, and you race up there and you go, oh, and then you look around to your left and your right, and you see other media members scarfing them down like it's their last supper. You say, well, you know what? If they're gonna die, I'm gonna die with them today. And they've tasted fine. You put enough ketchup and relish and onions on them, you can masquerade the taste of anything. But that stadium is abysmal. It is by far the one stadium I put at the top of my list that I hate the most in the National Football League. Daniel
it does
Snyder,
have one pro, though. It has one silver lining, that stadium.
What?
When the Eagles play there, it's always basically a home game, just as the Chargers. Well, the Chargers games are still like that. But yeah.
I'll give you that. But outside of that, if they open it up to where the general public, there's talk now that they're going to try to build a new stadium. If they ever opened it up and said the fans have a chance to come in and grab a sledgehammer, if you pay a small fee to charity, you can hit some of the bricks and try to knock the bricks loose. I would take a plunger and a pack of TNT dynamite and you know what? I'll pay you triple. Just let me blow up a whole section. Let me blow up the section that has been my misery every time I've gone down there. That's all I ask. I'll pay you triple what everybody else is paying. That's how much I hate that stadium.
We haven't even touched on the one most egregious thing. They got one exit. Like when you're leaving, there's like one exit, and that's it.
What?
There's like one.
Now there's two. There's actually two.
Oh, don't tell me about the dirt road in the back.
No, not the dirt road. There's another exit. But the thing is, they plopped the stadium down in the middle of nowhere. It's like in a neighborhood.
Yeah,
and you're right. For the most part, when you think about that stadium seats between 80,000 and 90,000 people. When you think about the volume of people coming into that stadium, if you don't get there 3 hours early, you might not make it for kickoff, at that stadium.
You're not lying. You're not lying.
I said you should get rid of the stadium, and they should just play games in the parking lot. Just put grass on top of the concrete and play the game in the parking lot and put up high school bleachers. I know you'd lose money, Daniel Snyder, but that's okay. You deserve to lose money for the product that you put on the field and the stadium you provide your fan base to go into to watch their team.
Okay. Awesome. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're going to have, are we ready to go here, Xander? I just received word that our good friend, Joe Messa of Messa and Associates is going to be able to give us, some piping hot takes from fan reaction. Am I the only person that knows about this? Not yet. Okay. Not yet. I'm being told not yet. John McMullen will join us a little bit later in the show, as will Joe Messa as well of Messa and Associates, Messa Law and Associates. If you need a tough injury lawyer, call Messa and Associates. When we come back, we'll be joined by both John McMullen, and we'll also be joined by Joe a little bit later in the show. You're watching live post-game show on 6abc.com and the JAKIB Media YouTube channel.